work. All right. So with that said, we got a lot to go over. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of disappointments. We got a lot of new players in the game. We got a new regular WBA champion. So man, wow. So the WBA and WBC, I mean, the welterweight division is heating up. It's getting deep. I mean, it's
Mhm.
going deep, baby, and we got to see more of it. We got to see more of it. And don't forget, we got Terrence Crawford, we got Sean Porter. That is welterweight. All right. So now, of course, it only can be two. Only can be one top five right now, and you're gonna have to make a decision who is the top five welterweights in
Mm.
the division. Because right now, Jamal James, I don't know if he got exposed or he just met a better competitor. So, all right, knockout. So,
Yeah, man. Welterweight is fire right now, y'all. Like shoot, you got so many new players. Butaev introduced himself to a lot of people. I know when we were in the chat yesterday, a lot of people didn't know who he was, but he
mhm.
introduced himself to the world and said he's a top contender. So it's gonna be good, man. We got a lot of people in here so far. Y'all smash the like button as you come in the building. Shot Town's finest, we see you in the building. Demetrius Bright, what's up? Opulent LD in the building. Salute, bro. Kano Loco, man. We're gonna talk about it, bro. We gotta talk about it, Kano. Kano, look, man, keep your head up, my brother. Keep your head up. That was a tough fight. Vince Williams, what's up, man? How you doing? Zulu Lion, salute to you, bro. The fans corner, what is up with you, man? Yeah, that's all the people in the building so far. Y'all be sure to smash the like button. Tyrone Spencer, what's up? Y'all smash the like button as you come in, man. Let's make YouTube share this. Y'all know it's the best boxing show on YouTube, man. So y'all be sure to share it, like it, put it on your social media platform, all of that shit, so we can get this show, up to the viewership that it needs, man. We need thousands of people in here getting this knowledge, man. Don't just hog the knowledge.
That's
Don't just
right.
hog the knowledge. Share it with everybody, man.
That's
Share it
right.
with everybody.
And keep in mind that the super chat button is right there, and also Knockout Boxing Cash App and KQ Cash App is right going across the banner right there. Okay, so if you feel that you want to donate to Knockout Boxing or KQKC, either one, it doesn't make a difference. All right, we in this together. All right, we in this to win it, and that's what we're about to do. All right, so what you want to start off with?
Man,
Knockout.
it don't even matter. There's so much to talk about. We can
Uh,
talk about whatever you want to talk about. What up, Terry Smooth? What up, Shaq Bell? Hout. Salute to
all
y'all,
right.
brothers, man. Y'all smash that like button as you come in.
Yes, sir. Well, you know what? I want to start off with Gonzalez and Linger. Okay. Because I watched five fights yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to watch the whole card on ESPN Plus, but my man Connell Local Sports did a great job in calling that fight, and please support that channel. All right, because big things are coming that way, and I can tell. Now, of course, Gonzalez and Linger, that was, man, wow. I was, man, on the edge of my seat with that fight. They was pretty much tip for tap, but I think that Linger was pretty much coming in on him and pretty much pressing the action. And then Gonzalez, he came back and pressed the action. I mean, they both was pretty much saying, you know what? I'm not gonna step outside. They did not fight on the outside, not one time. They were basically inside fighters. They pretty much was on the ropes fighting, and they were slugging. And I mean, they were slugging real good too. So I have to take my hat off to them because they was doing a great job. But it ended up in a draw. Now, I would say Linger edged it out, but we know how the judges think. And we know what I don't. Well, no. I'm sorry. We don't know what they think. God damn it! Because here, they looking maybe at somebody in the crowd or something missing punches. I don't know. But right now, they need some damn be in a box somewhere and just have a little hole so you can see the fighters, and that's all. Because they're getting distracted some type of way, because I think Linger pulled that fight out and it shouldn't have been a draw. I mean, what you think, Knockout, about that?
Man, I think to start off with the judging, like it's hard to have consistent scores when you make everybody see the fight from a different viewpoint. They're down there at the bottom of the damn ring. One's on this side, the other's on that side, and the other's on that side. What I don't understand, and what I brought up earlier this week, why don't they just put all the judges in the room and they watch the TV telecast with no sound on, and that way they all see the same angle? Maybe your scores will be a little bit more consistent. Maybe they'll be a little bit better, because if they miss a punch, at least they all missed the punch because they all watching the fight from the same damn angle. That's the first thing. That's the first thing I would say. Like, that would make more sense to me than having, I'm gonna watch it from over here, then I'm gonna watch it from over there, and I'm gonna watch it from over there. So it's like, what are you thinking about? And then the second thing, the way that they score the fight, they leave that shit too subjective, where it's too open for interpretation. Like, what really is effective aggression? It's at the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? Like, what's ring generalship? What if you got a judge that's like, oh man, I like people that's going forward, but the dude that's boxing out his back foot and moving laterally and shit, he's beating the shit out the dude that's going forward. But just because you see somebody going forward, you assume they're showing ring generalship. So I think the rules of judging should be a little bit more defined. And I'm not saying you have to box to be a judge, but damn, you got to have some knowledge to be a judge. Like, you can't just be like, oh man, I know somebody in the sanctioning body, so now I'm a judge, and you don't even know what the hell you're looking at or what the hell you're doing. So that's the first thing that I say about that fight. Like, maybe it was so many punches being thrown and so many back and forths and ebb and flows in the fight, to where it's like, damn, if you see it differently, I kind of understand, because you got a whole different angle. But I'm with Tyrone Spencer. I think Linger got the better of it. I think he was really pressing the issue. And every time Gonzalez came with something, he came right back. On top of, he was getting the better of a lot of those exchanges. So I feel like he probably should have won the fight. I wouldn't be mad though. Like, if it's a draw, run it back. If it's a draw, just run it back and let's see what happened. You know, if you were a promoter, you know those styles mesh well together. You know that they're gonna both come to fight. You know that for the most part, they can both take each other's best shots. So you're gonna get another barn burner, you're gonna get another war. Run it back. And boxing, you got a lot of shit to fix. Start with your judges, man. Start with the way that you're judging the fight, because that's stupid to me. Like, it seemed like boxing be like 20, 30 years behind everybody else. Like NFL and shit, they got replay like 10, 15 years ago, and now here come boxing. Oh, we got replay in Las Vegas now. Like, damn, bro, you first of all, you just now got it, and you only got it in one place. Right. You only got the shit in one place. Everywhere else you fight, that shit don't happen. So it's like, man, catch up, bro. Catch up, like have judges watch the fight from the same angle. Even if you don't want to let them watch the shit on TV, make them all sit at the same damn place, bro. Make them all sit at the same place. You setting yourself up for some ineffective and just confusing ass scorecards. If I'm watching it from the blue corner, they over there watching it from the red corner, and then this judge over here watching it from a neutral corner. They gonna all see different shit, bro. So that's part of the reason to me, and I just don't, I don't like that shit. In Big Money, Texas, Toledo, what's up with you, Jeff Sparry? What's up, Mike James, 616? Who else we got? Bud Crawford, Real Promoter TV. What's up? My beautiful wife Valerie's in the building.
Hey, what's up, Val?
DP Rocker and Dante Hall. What's up with y'all, man? But yeah, that's all I got on that fight, man. I think it was a great fight. I feel like I'm with Tyrone Spencer. I think Linger edged the fight. But if y'all gonna score the draw, it was close enough. Just run the shit back. Run the shit back so we can get some clarity. I tell people all the time, I love being right with my predictions in and outside the ring. But more than that, I just love great fights and I love clarity in the sport. So give us some clarity. Let's see who the better man is and run that shit back, man.
That's right. When you touched on that about the judges, I said, well, it was on a different subject, but the same scenario. We was talking about the count. Okay, when a fighter goes down, okay, now as soon as a fighter hit the canvas, you have the line judge. She or he jumps up 1, 2, right? Now, while the referee is telling the other fighter to go to the neutral corner, he's supposed to pick up what she's counting at. Let's say she's at 5 or 6. He will say 7, 8, like that, right? Now, what if they had, like you said, because like I say, the NBA, they got 24 seconds to put that ball up.
Yeah.
If they don't, okay, the ball, you turn it over, all right? And now, boxing, I believe they should have something similar. Maybe count out loud for the whole crowd and they say in here. I don't know. I don't think instant replay is going to help, but I think other methods can help. Now, I understand about you have to you tell the fighter in the dressing room that, hey, look here, you giving this guy more time to recuperate if you don't
Mm-hmm.
get your butt in that neutral corner. Now, if I had to sit there and chase you, well, that should make a difference if you picking up from the line judge. So that's what I'm saying, So you get mixed feelings here. Everything's kind of screwed up because
Yeah.
you running around chasing her, but she or he is on the line counting, you know.
Facts.
So I mean, so that's how it should be. But you got guys like Jack Reese and some other referee. I'm not gonna blame just Jack Reese. Now he stopped at 3. The line judge up on 6. He comes back and say 4, 5.
Yeah, he
That's
can't.
11
He
seconds.
lost his track of thought. Here's the thing
Uh,
on that, and it's again, it goes back to the rules in boxing. Like they don't have to. It's not 10 seconds. It's a
uh,
10 count. Well, shit, a 10 count could mean anything. It could take you 35 seconds to get to a 10 count.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? It could take you a whole minute to get to a 10 count if you go slow enough. So that's
mhm,
more to where, like, bro, give them a certain, like, how hard is it to put a rule in? Look, yes, it's a 10 count, but you only got 13, 14 seconds to make that shit. We got a
right.
timer over here going off. Once that mug get to 14, we calling the fight. Because it shouldn't take
Mhm,
you more than 14 or 15 seconds to do a 10 count. And then that's where, again, they leave the shit so subjective. They leave the
mhm,
shit so open for interpretation to where a referee could be like, 1, 2, get
mhm,
back to your corner. You over there, y'all be quiet over there. Hey, make sure y'all watch out for this. Hey, where
mhm.
was I? Okay, 3, 4. Like, bro, come on, dog. Like, get that
Yep.
shit to where as fans, we have a little bit more we know what's going on, where it's more consistent, bro. Like that shit makes no sense. And so when you have your judging set up like that, when you have
Mhm,
your 10 count set up like that, we all know what it's for. Let's just call it what it is. It's so that they can be more corrupt. It's so that they have so much gray areas and so many things going on to where you can put more confusion in the game, to where if you do some bullshit, like, I don't know, say Rob Michael Fox, you can be like, oh man, hey, judges see shit differently. To this
right.
judge, that was effective aggression. To that judge over there, he landed the cleaner punches. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or where you can do shit like we get these long counts and people start saying, well, man, this dude should have won by knockout because he was down 13 or 14 seconds. Well, hey,
Right.
man,
Yeah.
we didn't say 10 seconds. We said a 10 count,
Yeah.
bro. We said a
Right.
10 count. So, hey, if the ref didn't get the 10, then he didn't really get knocked out. Nah, bro, make this shit clear, make it
Exactly.
concise, make it consistent. Give every ref, no matter who it is, hey, man, you got so much time to get to your 10 count. You
Mhm,
got so much time. Or, hey, judges, when we say effective aggression, this is what that shit means. When we say
mhm.
ring generalship, this is what that shit means. This right here, you get them just like the NFL do with their referees. They got to go to school during the summertime. Hey, this
Mhm.
is how you call this. You got to study film. This is what this is. Do that shit to these damn judges. Get them some sort of convention
Right.
or some shit to where they can go in there and be like, look, man, this is what a clean, effective punch looks like. Okay. This
Mhm.
punch right here, this ain't shit. You see how he rolled with the punch? That
Right.
shit didn't land. All right, you
Mhm.
see right here where he landed on his back. You ain't supposed to hit a motherfucker in the back. Don't score that shit.
Right.
Okay, let's get
Yeah.
like get your shit together. Basically, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All stems from when Wilder went down. They thought that should have. I mean, not Wilder Fury. They thought that should have been a knockout for Wilder, and they believed that the referee pretty much counted to 12 or 13, and because they looking at it like you looking at it, or me looking at it as far as the count. And what happened was referee picked up where he left off at, because Wilder got confused, which corner to go in. So the referee gets his ass up and tell Wilder, okay, now go in that corner. Which you should have just said, hey, over there, then finish your count. But it is what it is. You can't change it. But boxing is due for a change, and I think a change
Facts.
is coming. I really believe that because the change is already coming in the heavyweight division. Change is already coming in the welterweight division. I mean, listen, boxing is starting to heat up, people. Boxing started to heat up in the welterweight division. I mean, we're talking about the heavyweight division because now we got new players like Big Baby Anderson. You got the welterweight division. We saw that last night. We saw that clear as day. And Earl Spence, he's not going to be around too much longer. He's going to go up to 154. So,
Yeah.
I mean, then you got 130. You got 130 going to 135. The guys at 135 going to try 140. I mean, this boxing is coming alive
Boxing
now.
moving, yeah.
Yeah.
Boxing
Yep.
moving. It's
Yep.
it's very, very exciting right now to be a boxing fan. And Brown on Boxing, what's up, D-Ray?
Uh-huh.
What up, bro? You only 2 weeks away. No, you 3 weeks away from your big moment with Terrence Crawford, Pete Davenport. What up, Mr. Lightning's World? What up? And everybody, y'all smash the like button as y'all come in.
Yes, sir.
KQKC got me playing the teacher today. I'm taking attendance. I'm calling roll, damn it. And when you come in, you smash the like button. All right. Don't play. Smash the
All
like
right.
button for us, man.
Now we got Abdullah Lyons said had one honorary referee judge, one referee judge to break a draw or a close controversy fight. Okay,
Shit, that's a good point. That's a good
right.
point. Or Zulu line, they ain't even got to score a judge a fight, but make them how they have multiple refs in these other sports. Make them be responsible for all the shit that the ref inside the ring be worrying about, so he don't have too much on his plate. Make them be the motherfucker that's like, yo, bro, get your ass over to the neutral corner when you knock him down. Yo, y'all do this over here so that the ref can just focus on the fight. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yep, yeah, that's a good point. So now, I want to get to another ESPN Plus card that I took a look at, and that was Guzman and Action Jackson. Now, that was a great fight also. Now, of course, Action Jackson was getting outpointed. He was getting outpaced from Guzman. Now, Guzman fought a good fight, and he was getting in and getting out. And Jackson was pressing the action. He was coming forward, but he was meeting that jab. He was meeting that hard punch as he came in. Now, he's trying to make adjustments, but I don't think he made adjustments fully on that fight. Now, I did come in the middle of the fight, but still, I got a chance to see it, all of it, and the rest of it. And but I think Guzman pretty much did a great job on Action Jackson. Action Jackson, all his focus was the knockout. That's what he was trying to go for. So what you think about the fight? Because it was kind of like both guys were going back and forth. And Action Jackson, he get hit with something flush, and he want to come back and get his get back, but he always get met with a jab or something like that. So, but I don't know he's well versed in it or not. But he gonna have to go in. When you go into a fighter space, when you go in there, you gotta go in there with your guard up. I don't care if you got a high guard, low guard, or you got that holding that foam. Either way, you're gonna have to pretty much protect yourself as you go in. You can't go in recklessly and start using your jabs. A lot of guys get away from that jab. All right. We all know everything comes behind the jab, but a lot of guys get away from it, except for guys like Jamal James and, of course, Rivera. So let's see. Let's see how that work out when people start working behind the jab. So, what you think about that fight?
Man, again, it's just another example, and I hate that we have to keep, talking about this. We're gonna get to some fights that had nothing to do with the judges, so that's exciting. But it's just sometimes these judges, man, when they see somebody just going forward and they see somebody that's trying to be aggressive, whether it's effective or not, whether they getting picked off, how Jackson was getting picked off and getting outboxed, how Jackson was getting outboxed, they still give that person the benefit of the doubt. Like, you may be rushing in and you may land something, but if you getting timed and counted so great and you constantly getting your head popped back and you having to reset all night as he was having to do, just looking for a knockout, man. Guzman, he did what he was supposed to do. And so what they trying to do is they trying to make people, they trying to say, well, forget this hit and not get hit shit. We want entertaining fights. We want fans to be entertained. So we gonna sit up here and we gonna always judge the person that's trying to be more aggressive to try to force fighters out of their fighting style.
Right.
And
right. Well, okay. Well, like you said, he kind of froze, but that's okay. But still, yes, you got a lot of judges. Some like guys that come forward. Some judges like guys that fight on the back foot. Pretty much. Other words, the boxer. Some guys like the aggressor. Some judges like the boxer. So you kind of like caught up in between. But if you are a boxer slash brawler, a puncher, then okay, so be it. All right. So be it. Go ahead, Naga. You can
Am
finish.
I back? Man, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
going on. But yeah, so I
Uh,
was just saying, like these judges, man, that they reward you just for going forward and shit, and they reward you when you're not effective at all. It's like they don't know what the hell they looking at, bro. And the shit is maddening to me. Like, how in the hell I'm looking at the scorecards right now, and I got this judge, John Parterog, scoring the fight 78-74 for Carlos Jackson. So that means that he gave Carlos Jackson 7 rounds. Or no, it was an 8-round fight, right?
mm,
So he
right.
gave him 6 rounds and he only gave Guzman 2.
Right.
That type of
Mm,
shit don't make no sense to me, bro. They
right.
don't make no sense to me when I watched the fight that I watched last night. So it's just the scoring has to get better. I felt like Guzman clearly outboxed Jackson. I feel like he was better, even though he was on the back foot. Like, bro, Floyd Mayweather spent damn near 3/4 of his career on the back foot. Once he
Hmm.
came from, once he left lightweight and was knocking everybody out and started
Right.
moving up to 140, 147, he spent damn near his whole every fight he was in on his back foot, bro.
Hmm.
Every single fight. Like, they act like people can't win the fight from their back foot, and it's maddening to me because now Guzman, this is another bump in the road for him. It's another setback for him. But it
Hmm.
shouldn't even be like that, bro. It shouldn't even be like
Right.
that. He won that fight, in my opinion. And so here we are yet again. And I think this one was more clear than the last one. I'm not even really too mad at a draw in the last one that we just covered. I feel like this one was much more clear though. And so for Guzman and his fans and his family and friends, man, that shit hurts for them. You know what I'm saying? For Carlos Jackson, you live to fight another day, but you better find out something to do other than just going in for a knockout. Because what's showing me is that as he continues to fight good competition, high level boxers are gonna outbox his ass. And then if he
Yep.
run into someone with the right, if he run into a high level boxer with the right type of power, he gonna get his ass stopped. So we'll see what happens for both of these fighters moving forward. I just feel bad for Guzman this morning, to be honest with you.
Yeah. 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 So now those are only fights I've seen on ESPN Plus. Now, I know you want to touch on one fight that I missed, but you kind of local sports. You're talking about a certain fighter and fight. You can go ahead and talk about that because I didn't see it, so I
Yeah,
want to hear about it.
Carlos Carabalo versus damn, I forgot Jonas Sultan. Man, that was a
Okay.
hell of a fight down there at the bantamweight division. So Carlos Carabalo, he was favored on the Puerto Rican
Mhm.
fighter. He was undefeated. All his victories coming by way of knockout. And he
Wow.
showed great heart, man. He got knocked down 4 times in that fight. He got
Wow.
knocked down like 3 or 4 times in that fight, and he went to the decision. And I know y'all think I'm crazy. I think I'm harping on it. So he got knocked down 4 times. Sultan scored 4 knockdowns. It's only a
Mm.
10-round fight, and the judges only had Sultan winning 94-93. They only
What?
had him winning 94-93 with 4 knockdowns, bro. I'm not making this shit up, but he still won. The right man won, but it shows that if he didn't get his last knockdown, they were still gonna find a way to get at the Carabalo. Now,
Wait a
not to
minute. You mean tell
discredit
me he had four knockdowns?
yeah,
And he,
man. Or
so if
Kano,
he
if
if
you
he
still in
got
here,
two
correct me.
knockdowns, it would have been a draw.
Yeah, Kano, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was 4 knockdowns. It was one in the first round.
Uh,
It was another one in like the second round. And then I think it was 2 more. But Carballo scored a knockdown. It was a hell of a fight, bro. It was a hell
okay.
of a fight. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
have to go back and watch it
he
today.
scored, he scored, he scored one knockdown, but Sultan scored multiple knockdowns. Carballo came on late. He did a good job. He just didn't go to the body like you would expect him to do. He
Uh,
didn't show the angles that I had seen him show in the past. His defense was way more leaky Then I saw when I studied it, because I actually picked Carabalo to win the fight, but he showed that he got great heart. He showed that he can keep his composure. But unfortunately for him, it seems like if you touch his chin good, because every time he got hit solid, like every time he went down, and they were flash knockdowns, and that was a sign of a bad chin. Like every time he got touched, he lose it right there for a second, then have to get back up. And so I worry about him moving forward as he continues to step up in competition, because that's the thing. Like now, it's nowhere to go. You can't go back down. You know what I mean? That's basically an admission that you pretty much done. You know what I mean? You got to step back up. He have to shore up his defense. He have to use his jab more. And I don't know why he abandoned his body punch. And once he made some adjustments, he started coming on and he started really rocking Sultan and pushing him back and catching him with great shots. But by that time, Sultan had already got his momentum. He had already knocked him down a few times, and he could have cruised to a victory. It's honestly, Sultan's lucky he got because his last knockdown came in the 9th round, and somehow after 3 knockdowns, they still had him losing the 10-round fight. So I don't know.
I don't get that.
I don't know. So aside from the atrocious judging, like Peacekeeper said, aside from the judging in that fight, it was probably it was either 1 or 2 in terms of best fights of the night. So you got this one, then we're gonna talk about Jamal James and Boutaev. I think James and Boutaev was a better fight simply because it was at a higher level and they both kind of hung in there. This one here, it was a lot more knockdowns, but it wasn't as technically sound. So it was a good fight, man. But Carabalo, the homie out of Puerto Rico, hopefully he can bounce back. Hopefully he can learn from his mistakes. But some things he has no chin, but he got the heart. If that makes sense, y'all. Like he, every time he get touched, he go down, but he'll get his ass up, he'll dust it off, and he'll keep fighting. Like you won't even know he got knocked down. You know what I mean? He'll just get up and keep fighting like nothing happened. But eventually, man, he gonna run into the wrong one, in my opinion. So I was kind of surprised, but hey, you can't get them all right, I guess. But it was a great fight, man.
Man, I wish you know what? I'm gonna go back and look at that fight. Because
look at it and score. You're gonna be shocked, man. And then it was all 3 judges, so you know who they wanted to win. They like, damn, bro, we can't give you this one. You didn't got knocked down all these times. We got to score for the other guy, but they only gave him 94-93 with like 4 knockdowns, bro. It was messed up.
You know, because later on in the show, I do want to touch on Callum Plant and Canelo Alvarez. Okay, because that fight is coming up this Saturday, and I know you're gonna get your breakdown in and Saturday.
Wednesday night, y'all can check it out. Yeah, Wednesday night, 7:30.
Okay, because I really want to talk about that fight, what he can do and what he can't do, and I looked at the all access they had on Showtime and everything. Of course, he's gonna be fighting on Showtime this time, but I don't, well, we're talking about it. All right, there go Canelo Loco right there. That fight was hard for me to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, condolences, bro. That was a tough one. How many times was it 3 or 4, Canelo Loco? If you could, real quick, how many times did Carabalo get knocked down? It was like 4 times, right? Or was it 3? But let us know, man. Let us know, because I want to make sure I got it right. I don't want to tell the people nothing wrong. I believe it was 4, but it could have just been 3. I'm not sure.
But hey, he still kept coming back. See, that was a champion. I keep telling people that's what makes a champion. When you get knocked down, you get up.
Okay? Yeah, Kano, there they go. They put it in the chat. So 4 times. So that's 10-8, 10-8, 10-8, 10-8. That's a separation. That's supposed to be a separation of 8 rounds, bro. That's supposed to be 8. That's supposed to be 8 rounds in the bag just off of those knockdowns alone, bro.
Yeah.
And they still found a way to score at 94-93.
All right, man. I got to go back and look at that fight. I got to. Now you got me all antsy, want to see it now.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. It'll be something good for you to do this afternoon for sure, man.
Yes, sir. Now I have to go to the Showtime card now.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, first up, Mr. Rivera. Okay, Mr. Rivera had a good fight against Romero. Okay, Romero, everything he threw was hard. Everything he threw had mean intentions. It wasn't very accurate. It wasn't no great fundamental style he had. It's just that he was throwing and that clapping that glove and shit, like, come on. That means that, okay, yeah, you're getting the best of me, but here I'm trying to get the best of you. But even though this young man favors Classic Clay, not Muhammad Ali, Classic Clay when he was younger, he did stay on the jab. He still stayed on the jab, and I'm talking about from round one all the way to round to the end of the fight. So I mean, he did do a great job, but he couldn't find his distance. And when he did find it, he'll lose it. Then next thing you know, he throwing a jab way back. Now, if Romero was a high IQ fighter, he would pretty much counted him as he was reaching, and but he didn't. And so all he was trying to do is just throw something hard, and he was missing big time. But Rivera, he stuck with the jab. He stayed on the jab. Then he started going downstairs. Now I saw Romero pretty much breathing through his mouth. And like I say, these body shots, guys, these body shots can knock you out. These body shots will take your wind out of you. Now, some people say, well, those just little body shots. You go down to the stern. But you suck them in there. You suck them in there every round and see what happens. See what happens. I mean, I have seen guys get knocked out with body shots. So I mean that Jamal James. We haven't got to that yet, but they call it trailer tracks. Okay, well, in the corner, he was saying, I can't feel my legs.
Yep.
My legs, is messed up, right? Those are body shots. Those are making you weak at the knees, baby. All right. And that's what it does. It makes you weak at the knees. And that's what Rivera was doing. He was boxing beautifully. Then sometimes he'd do a little lateral movement and come out on the back foot. And then he would kind of much mix up his punches. So what you think about that fight?
Man, I was impressed with Rivera for not I like the patience that he showed, number one. Because you're the young hot prospect, you're supposed to be favored. Sometimes you get a little antsy, you go in there and you overcommit trying to go for the knockout, and you either A, underperform, or B, you end up getting caught and hurt. So I was impressed that he just stuck to his jab. He stuck to his movement. He landed good combinations in there. And so he showed some maturity to me. For Romero, I gotta say I'm excited from what I saw from him, and the reason I'm saying that is because I watched his last fight. I don't know if you called his last fight or not when he fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz, but he was running the whole fight in that fight, and he did not want to engage. He made the fight very, very boring. He came back in this fight and did the complete opposite. So to see him sit down on his punches, to see him show some heart, I'm happy that he came there to fight. But Rivera just proved he was on a different level. He's a different class of fighter. He was sticking, he was moving. Like you said, he resembles Cassius Clay. I'm not gonna compare him to him until he accomplishes more in his career. But he looks very big for lightweight. I don't know how much longer he can make that weight, but it's time for him to fight a contender. I love a Michelle Rivera versus Nakatani type fight. I love something like that to continue to step up in competition, or Romero versus Rivera versus Javier Fortuna type of fight, or Linares, something to where he can continue to step up in competition. Because you always say at KQKC, he got more than 10 to 15 fights. He got 22 fights now.
Right.
He got 22 fights now. It's time out for like if he ain't built up now, he ain't never gonna be built up.
Exactly.
So it's time to really see what he got, because guys like Romero, he gonna beat them. He gonna beat them. We already know he gonna beat them. It's time for him to step up to yet another class. Not the best. I ain't trying to throw him in there with Tank Davis. I ain't trying to throw him in there with Haney or Lopez and Loma, nothing, but right up under that. It's time to be right up under that. Bobo got a good one. Rivera versus Frank Martin. Put him against another top 135 prospect. So something like that, man, to continue to step up in competition. A lot of people were saying, and I hate when Showtime and I hate when DAZN or ESPN does this. Oh, if he really wants to make a statement, it's time to go for the knockout. Nah, bro, like he performed well. He won damn near every round. Every round in my eyes. He showed that his jab is very good. He stuck on his jab the whole 8 rounds, and he put on a good performance. You ain't got to knock somebody out every time just to say that you had a good performance. So good job from him. He's on to the next, but I want him and his team to really think about stepping up in competition. What you gonna do? You gonna give him 30 fights before he steps up in competition? Like, it's time, bro. He got 22 fights. I want to see him fight somebody in the top 15 to see where he's really at 135 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. And y'all smash the like button too. Yeah. Rivera, I was very impressed with him, and then he started finding his groove. Okay, when he first started out, he was throwing the jab, and I thought it was kind of like throwaway jab just to see how can he hit him from that distance. And then he stepped in. I kept saying, look, he need to step in maybe half a step, and then he scored. But next thing I know, he back outside again a little bit trying to throw, and he missing. Now, no jabs could have counted if he stood what he was at. Then, as the fight went on, I think he found his groove. I think he got in his groove because he was pretty much, you can tell by the body language that he was pretty much on the back foot, sticking the jab. And then, of course, Romero had the high guard, but he was busting through that high guard. Like I called the fight last night. His head looked like motherfucking Santa Claus, right? Because he kept on that jab, kept on putting that red spot right there, and he got a good jab, and now he need to pretty much work on what's become behind the jab, because sometimes he goes in there, he hit the jab, but the right hand he lingers that right hand in there. You pop that right hand and get out of there and come back and bring it back to your face, because something's coming back. Something's coming back. And you got to get back. I'm not saying he admired his work, but, he's doing a good job of sticking it in there, but he's too slow at bringing it back.
Seems like he fall off balance because he try to throw it so hard. He gets
Right.
off balance and he ends up being in there longer than he should be. And like you said, at the highest level, some gonna be coming back at your ass.
Yeah.
You get in there, you do that with one of these high level fighters, and you miss them like that, you ain't gonna have time to get back. they gonna fire off on your ass. So that's a great point for sure.
Right. So that's what I was saying. Like, then as the round went on, then he found his groove. Then he started pretty much throwing Romero off balance. Pretty much going down to the stern, pretty much going down to either kidneys, and then he trying to throw an uppercut, and then he started using a little lateral movement, going on the back foot and sticking the jab, So, I mean, like I say, he's not the great Muhammad Ali, but he was kind of moving a little bit like him and sticking the jab, going on the back foot. So, I mean, he did a great job, and I got to give him that. No, he wasn't spectacular. He didn't get the knockout, but he still did a great job, and and it get tougher as you go on, and that's why I keep telling everybody, you need to keep moving, not fast, but still moving. You can't stand still, and like Berlango pretty much had the same competition and the same type of fighters every time he fight. But then when he ran into a boxer or ran into someone that's a little high class, got a high IQ, what happened? He didn't know what to do. So that's why I keep telling these guys, after 10 fights and maybe a little bit more, you need to start stepping up. All right. You already got used to the crowd. You already got used to not wearing a shirt. All these variables you already got used to. Now you got to start stepping up. Now you got to start making a name for yourself. And so, but you got anything else on that?
Nah, that's it, man. I think we pretty much covered it all. Can't wait to see what's next from Rivera, though.
Yeah,
step him up, y'all. Somebody please step that man up. We want to see him step up in competition, man. It's 22 fights in. Let's fight some better fighters, man. Let's get you on some co-main events against some 10-round competition, man, so we can see what you really got.
Exactly. Now, speaking of co-main events, this next fight should have been a main event. I think Jerron Boots Ennis is not a co-main event. I'm sorry, he's not. He should be headlining a card by now. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's 27-0. Right now, that so-called let me see, how can I say it, is he's not new in the game anymore. Put it that way. He's fighting stiff competition now as he move up, 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 and he's talking a little shit too. And this the problem. I don't mind this. Like Knockout said, this ain't tennis. This is not tennis. Don't sit there and say Shakur very disrespectful. No, Shakur did what he's supposed to do. All right, we selling this fight, and I want this belt. Matter of fact, I want it now. Give it here. Right? That's a boxer. All right, that's a boxer. I was watching All Access, and Canelo was telling his son, "Why you crying? Boxers don't cry. Boxers are tough. Boxers are this and that." And he right. As far as telling his son that, he's right. So that's why I'm saying Boots Innocent should be having his own card. Now, last night we didn't get a chance to see exactly what he has changed, what he been working on. But of course, the next fight he has is going to have to be a little better than Delorme. This is how this shit works. Okay, now you fight Delorme, which is a gatekeeper, basically a journeyman, basically, but still he has fought a lot of good fighters. Now your next fight should be another step up. That's how it should be. Then you step up. Because you already said you better than Earl, you better than Terrence, you better than Sean, you better than Keith. So, okay, show me. Like they say, show me the money, baby. Show me the money. All right. What's going on, Jeffrey Caesar? And that yes,
Salute
sir.
Jafari.
Huh?
I said salute Jafari.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Jafari, yeah. I don't know how I keep calling Jeffriana. I don't know. But anyway, I enjoy watching him better than Ali Walsh. Yeah, okay, yeah. He's talking
Hell
about
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. He an actual fighter. Come
I
on.
know, I know Ali Walsh was at home doing like old boy for Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
Damn,
punching the air, crying and shit like that.
damn.
I got I'm family, but he looks more like him than me. Like
Yeah,
he was sad somewhere, bro.
right. I'm like, man, damn. But get back to Booth, okay? But I can speak on him a little bit, even though it was a quick knockout. He still is a great fighter. He's still top of the welterweight division. I believe, now this is me personally, I believe that in the next year and a half or maybe 2 years at the most, that he will be a champion. I really believe that he will be a champion because now this welterweight division is starting to get deep. All right. But the top anti-lock fighters are guys like Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Boots Ennis, and Sean Porter. Now, I think Sean Porter will be eliminated very soon. I don't think, win or lose against Terrence Crawford. I think Porter's not going to be a respectable welterweight in the next 2 years. I just don't think that. But I think Boots Innocent is young, fresh. He got all the goods right now. And I'm not saying this off of one fight. I'm not saying this off of two fights. I'm saying this off of multiple fights. I'm talking about he switches from left to right, from orthodox to southpaw. So I think he has the good, but he got to be tested. He got to be tested for real. Okay. Not Delorme. No, I don't want to see that shit. All right. I want to see him get really, really tested with a high IQ. Now, I'm not saying get knocked down, get back up and win like Terrence Crawford said he did, because Terrence Crawford said, whoop-de-doo, I got knocked down, but I knocked him out. No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about him pretty much going in there and making a super good fighter with a great IQ look amateur. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not saying the jury's still out on him, but everybody jumping to conclusions that, oh man, he's top of the welterweight, and he might just be. But come on, show me something, baby. Show me something. I'm like Robert Bird. Show me something, baby. Show me something, right? Then we tell LLA, show me something, baby. Show me something. Yeah. So what you think? Do you think he?
Man, Jerron Boots Ennis, I didn't learn anything about him last night, unfortunately, because Thomas Delorme is a shell of himself. I will say though, Thomas Delorme has fought everybody. He fought Lundy, fought Ugas, Jesse Vargas, Jamal James, Stanionis. He got knocked out in round 6 by Crawford.
Whoa.
So shit, Boots did it in 1 round. So take that for a grain of salt. But I mean, we knew he was explosive. We knew he was powerful. We knew he was fast. We knew he had the goods. And like you say, I want to see him fight somebody that's kind of on that same track or somebody that's already at the top. And it's a ton of names at the welterweight division. Like, I love to see him, like, instead of making Ugas fight Stanionis, maybe him and Stanionis can fight. Obviously, the dream fight for that age group is him and Virgil Ortiz. But there's other guys out there, man. You got a great name to me is somebody like David Avanesian. David Avanesian be a great opponent for Boots in it. So I want to see him start getting in the ring with guys like that, guys that we know are still in their prime, that we know are still fighting, not washed up. I think I saw the great point. I forgot who wrote it, but they said that Delorme has only won 5 of his last 10 fights. So he's already been on the downturn. Like you can see that. And I don't think anybody in here expected Delorme to last the whole fight. Now, maybe we didn't expect him to get knocked out in the first round, but I think pretty much everybody had Boots winning by knockout. And I don't want to see a fight like that. I want him to be in the fight moving forward where it's like, hey man, this one probably gonna go to decision. Can he keep the knockout streak going? Can this person make it rough for him? Can they actually beat him? I want to start having those questions about his upcoming fight. Because so far, 28 fights in, he's undefeated. Every time he steps in the ring with whoever it is, I feel like he gonna get the knockout. And it's gonna happen within 6 or 7 rounds. And that's what's been happening for him. So it is what it is, man. I think that he should really press for a top competitor. Probably not gonna get a champion yet, just to be real with y'all. We got Porter already fighting Crawford. We got Ugas in this tournament. When Earl Smith comes back, he's gonna probably be trying to push for a unification or something like that. So there are other top 10 to 15 guys he can fight though. And so I think Showtime, I think these guys need to do their job and they need to put him in there with somebody that's gonna give him some work, give him some rounds, make him make adjustments. One thing I will say that I noticed, he's gotten hit pretty flush in his last 2 fights. Lipinets hit him flush, Delorme hit him flush. They're not the biggest punchers.
Right.
So but I will say this, he's not chinny. Now I don't know if he has a great chin, but he's not chinny. Looks like he can take a solid shot from a world-class opponent.
Oh yeah, he took a hell of a shot from Delorme.
Yeah, I've said this about him, and I'm gonna continue to say it about him. If he has a chin, it's hard to pick somebody to beat him with his skill set. If he has a chin, now we won't know if he can take a punch from Crawford or Spence or Virgil Ortiz until he gets in the ring with them. But so far, he's looking like he has everything you need to be a multiple division world champion, not just a world champion. A multiple division world champion, because he's 24 years old. He ain't gonna be at 47 forever. We probably looking at at minimum a middleweight, maybe even a super middleweight as he continues to go in his career. So and that's a scary prospect, because the bigger that he gets to come in, maybe the stronger and faster that he'll be. So I'm excited for him, man. I hate we only got to see a minute and a half of him, but he put Delorme down and he don't play with his food. We can't get mad at him. That's on his competition. And that's a great name right there, too. Connor Ben. Yes, bro. People like that, these young guys, they need to fight each other, man. I'm tired of lightweight. I'm tired of welterweight. I'm tired of these people not fighting each other, bro. I don't care if I pick somebody to win or if I think somebody is better. Prove me right or prove me wrong, because at the end of the day, I just want to see the fight.
Yeah.
I just want to see the fight. So, yeah, put him in there, man. It's time. It's time. But good job by him. He did what he was supposed to do. Thomas Delorme, at least he didn't pull an Eric Molina who quit yesterday in the zone card. At least he actually got put down, man. So it is what it is. But I'm excited to see what's next for Jerron Ennis. I just hope that, so in terms of activity, why can't he fight again in December? You know what I mean? Like that fight wasn't shit. It didn't take nothing out of him. Like,
there you go. That's what I was saying yesterday. Yeah.
His people should just put him back in. He should find an opponent for December, bro.
Yeah.
He should find an opponent for December. Like, they should be looking today. Like, man, shit, you got a minute and a half. You basically, I ain't gonna say it's a wasted training camp. I ain't saying it's wasted, but damn, bro, like, you didn't get to show anything that you've been working on, because the dude couldn't last with 2 minutes. He ain't take no big damage like that. That shit was a sparring session where you knock a sparring partner out and they're like, damn, we got to get you somebody else. So hopefully he can fight in December, man, because this shit, like, they need to be more active. I don't want to wait to have to see him in May or June when he only fought a half a round of a fight. Like, let's get him back in there, get him active. Like, that's one thing I will say. Boots fights on Showtime, but what I will say about Top Rank and they prospects, them dudes over there be fighting, bro. They get them moving and they get them fighting. Like, you got Xander Zayas, he fighting in December, and he just fought in October. You got Big Baby Anderson, he fought in October. He about to fight in December again. Like, Showtime need to do that shit too, man. PBC need to do that shit too. Like, it's time to get this dude moving. And that way, you know, Avanesian, he just fought in like it's people that need opponents, bro. And if you come calling with Boots Ennis, there's some people that will listen, man. You got to try to go make these fights. You never know what could happen. Take a chance. Conor Ben said he was fighting in December, and he ain't got no damn opponent yet. Somebody call Eddie Hearn and see if you can get a Jerron in this book and let him know, hey, man, Ennis, he'll come to UK. Yeah. He'll come over there and fight your guy. What's up? Like, try to get some shit popping, bro, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's what I was saying yesterday. Well, at the end of the telecast, that these guys is not taking a lot of punishment. Like Innocent, he didn't take no lot of punishment. You know, Innocent, and I mean not Innocent. Anderson, he don't take a lot of punishment. So why not get back in there and fight again? You know, then you can get your 3 fights a year. You know, you already in shape, so pretty much you can't overwork yourself and, you know, do a training camp. So you go in there with a half of a training camp, do a half of a training camp. You're already in shape. You're already in fighting shape, you know, so go in there and go after them again. You know, this time probably step up in competition, but this is how you fight more than once a year, twice a year. You know, I mean, like, look at Big Baby Anderson. He fought 3 times in 4 months. I mean, damn. I mean, that means that I want it. I want that smoke. And I think Bruce Anderson want that smoke too. And I think he wanted more than anybody right now.
If you in a war, take some time off. If you walk through somebody, try to get back in there as quickly as possible. It's not rocket science. The shit ain't hard. You know what I mean? If you're at the stage where Anderson is and where Boots is, you're walking through dudes right now. All right, so cool. Let me get in there again. That's how you progress your career. You move faster, man. This whole thing where, like, I'm only fighting 2 times a year. Well, what if you get 2 first-round knockouts? You just gonna sit down for the rest of the year? Like, come on, bro. It should be based on how you feeling. It should be based on how you perform. And if you can find an opponent, I think between now and December, he's a hot-ass name. Somebody will fight him. Somebody will get in the ring to get that. Even if it's just a payday, like, somebody will keep him active, bro. And that's how you continue to get better and you stay in shape, man. So that's my thoughts. I think he should be fighting again this year or maybe even January. There's no reason for him to be out the ring another 4 to 5 months. There's no reason for it.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Now, I just want to backtrack real fast, you know, and I'm talking about the women fight on the zone.
Yes, sir.
I like that fight. And I forgot about that. I did watch that. And we talking about Cameron. Her last name is Cameron. And she's fighting a young lady from Indiana, right next door to me in Chicago. And she was holding her own, but she was getting outboxed by the speed of Cameron. Now, this young lady reminds me of Katie Taylor. If you look at the height, if you look at the hand speed, but she separated herself when it comes to accuracy. She was pretty much accurate on her punches. Katie Taylor a little bit wild. She pretty much throw punches and they're not pinpoint. She throwing them just be throwing them. She's like a female Leo Santa Cruz. That's what I call her. But this young lady, Cameron, she was throwing, but the other young lady was counter her every time she threw something. Now, of course, it did look good because every time you shoe shine a fighter, it looks so good, right? It's like, oh man, you on pinpoint. Oh man, but she came right back and she was fighting good off the ropes, you know, and she came up just a little bit short. She went over there with good intentions and beating this champion. You know, well, they both were champions. That was a unification fight. So, but It was a great fight, But one thing about it, this young lady Cameron, she was boxing and she was pretty much sticking the jab in, and I can hear her when she punches. She's like, she was counting punches, and and it was flowing with what she was doing. And
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, it was a good scrap, and she ended up winning the fight. She ended up being a unified champion. But the young lady, I keep forgetting her name, but she's from Indiana.
Mary McGee.
Okay, McGee. Okay, McGee. Yes. Look, she don't have nothing to be ashamed of, because she stood there and she fought, and she took some hella fire blows to the chin. This young lady had against the ropes and pretty much hitting her with, stopping her in her tracks with them jabs. And she got back and got right back in there. I mean, she was tough. Man, she was tough. And, and I'm like, wow, this is a good girl fight. But right now, I would take Cameron over Katie Taylor any day right now. Because right now, that what happened with McGee. She couldn't match her speed. She just couldn't match it. It just was too much for her. And so that would pretty much kind of put the fight out of reach. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to mention that fight because I kind of enjoyed that fight,
Yeah,
so
I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it
uh
too. I did a breakdown and a prediction on it. It's up on the channel. I picked Cameron to win.
oh did
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. It's up there. But
Okay, I gotta look at it.
yeah, she showed great skills, and I knew Mary McGee. She just been too inactive throughout her career. Like coming into this fight, she hadn't fought in 2 years.
Oh
I knew she had the heart. I knew she had the grit, but she just couldn't match Cameron's skills. And like you said, that jab was key for Cameron. You could tell she had the better hand speed. And she just had overall like tighter boxing skills than Mary McGee. Mary McGee had the dog and she had the heart. And she
yeah.
came back, especially like in round 9 and round 10. She just started trying to go after Cameron. I think if she could be more active, it probably would have helped her in the fight. Like she's had multiple times. You go look at her resume. She has multiple times in her career. 2 years off here, 2 years off there, a year and a half off here, a year and a half off there. So she just didn't have enough time to I guess hone her skills. Her shots loop a lot more. She doesn't have as good
Yeah.
punching technique. And so Cameron, her shot started getting there quicker. And as the fight went on, Mary McGee's technique broke down even more. And then when it broke down even more, Cameron just kept beating her to the punch, beating her to the punch. But it was a damn good fight. It was a damn good
Yeah.
fight. We got to talk about unification fights, y'all. Whether it's men's boxing or women's boxing, that's how the sport grows. And it was a great scrap, man or woman.
Yeah.
So y'all didn't check
Yeah.
that fight out, man. Go check it out. It was the main event. It was supposed to be Dillian White and Otto Wallen, but we all know what
Right.
happened with that. And so Chantel Cameron and Mary McGee, they closed the show on the zone yesterday afternoon. They did a great job, man.
Yeah. And just I just want to touch on that real fast, if I may, about Dylan White and Otto Wallen. Now, of course, this fight, people, has not been postponed. It has been canceled. It's a difference. Postpone means that, okay, we're going to fight at a later date, all right? But this has been canceled. That means that we are not going to fight at all.
Yeah.
But they going into a convention with the WBC in November, and pretty much we'll go to a purse bid, not for sure, with Tyson Fury and Dylan White. Okay. Now, of course, Tyson Fury accepted that. All right. He said he will fight Dylan White. Now, Dylan White had a couple prospects. He's a promoter now, of course, and his fighter won actually that night. But now, Otto Wallen, it was a dodge. Now, I'm not in Dylan. I'm not his doctor, and I ain't nowhere close to a doctor. But one thing about it is, I think it was a duck. That was a duck from Otto Wallen, because Otto Wallen, he saw what he did to Fury. So he said, oh shit, hell no. So what he did was he pretty much, I don't know if he faked the injury or not. Like I say, I'm not a doctor. Because if I was, I wouldn't give him nothing about it. I'd go get a switch and just whoop his ass. That's what I would do. But I'm not a doctor. So therefore, he might have had a shoulder injury. He said bad, worse than what it was. But hey, it is what it is. But still, now people they're trying to make the fight with Tyson Fury. They're trying to make the fight with Tyson Fury and Dylan White. No Deontay Wilder. No Deontay Wilder at all. Okay, keep that in mind. No Deontay Wilder. No mention of him. No mention of Anthony Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just want to touch on this one more thing. Knockout. We can go on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Joshua, you're not Nicky Barnes.
I
Stop that shit. Okay.
think I'm Big Meat.
You,
Larry Hoover.
you ain't Big Beach, okay? All right. Now I understand, you idolize these guys and everything, but this is the real world, okay? Now you need to stop watching TV and reading books and shit and go in there and try to horn in on your craft. All right, work on your defense and stop trying to box with a boxer when you know you're not. So you got to find a way because every fighter can be stopped. It just got to find a way to stop them. You got to have a game plan. That's what you need to have. So I mean, please stop it. All right, Anthony, stop it. All right. And you talking about I'm mad. I'm tired of losing. Well, I hope you really tired of losing. Then stop all that Nicky Barnes shit and go in there and fight and find a game plan and where you can pretty much be competitive. All right, surprise you. Yes, yes, surprise you. Surprise you with something. You try to use your anger. I know you're a big guy, but you don't have to. It don't take a lot of energy to step around or. I mean, whatever your training come up with, all right? Because these trainers ain't dumb. They used to box too, some of them, and they can find a way where you can pretty much be competitive. But that's all I say. We can go ahead on to the main event.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'll get the cooking on that shit. Now it'll be 10:30 before we know it. It'll be
Now,
10:30 before we know it.
all right, okay. What's going on? That's me. All
What
right.
up, that's me.
Yes, sir. Okay, we got underground assignment here. Okay, all right. We got 50 people in here now. Okay, we had 60. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I'll make sure everybody hit the like button. He said AJ became a TV tough guy overnight. Must be nice. Yes, it does. Okay, must be nice. Maybe he might audition and get a part. All right, now the main event. Okay, Jamal James and Butaev. All right. What? How can I say that again?
Boutaille.
Butaev, right?
Yeah.
Butaev. All right. I had it right last night, but anyway, Butaev. Now, a lot of people didn't know who this guy was. Now, you know who he is. Now, Jamal James. I had Jamal James winning. Okay. Now, I lost. Okay. I lost to Knockout Boxing TV once again. All right. I thought I had enough to pretty much thinking that he would pull out the win because Jamal James is a tough guy. He don't have a lot of power, but he takes a lot of shots and he always come back and he stick it out. But not last night. Last night, Butaev, he pretty much came in on him with the earmuffs on, coming straight forward. He had Jamal James on the back foot practically all night, all the way to the ninth round. Now, Jamal James, yes, he was stabbing at the body. He was stabbing at the kidneys. But keep in mind, it wasn't no stab like really with force because he cannot punch hard. He's not a puncher. He's not a puncher. He's a scorer, but he's not a puncher. It's a big difference. Yes, don't punch the score. Those are scoring punches, but he's not making Butaev deter to come in there. Now, once Boutaille felt that power, he said, okay, you know what? He can't hit worth shit. So I'm going to take one or two and just go on in there and do what I got to do. So, other words, he can tickle with a feather so he can go in there and drop some blocks. And that's what he did. He came in there and blocked some blocks. Now, he wore him down round by round. He went to the body. Then, of course, Jamal James pretty much put his head down. And, of course, Butaev worked the kidneys till the referee came in and broke it up. So Jamal James, then he started, weighing down because those body shots, once again, I keep telling everybody, these body shots is no joke, especially when you make serious investment in these body shots. And Butaev made very good investment in body shot. Matter of fact, trailer tracks. If you listen to that, you can hear his coach say, "Keep going to the body. You wearing him down, and he don't like it." And why I know he don't like it, because when Jamal James picked up his feet, he picked up his feet like, God damn, oh, that hurt, right? I mean, when you see a tall, grown ass man pick up his feet, like, man, I don't know what to block, because Boutaille was going to the left, to the right, upstairs, downstairs, keep him off balance. So go ahead and jump in there real fast. How you?
Yeah, man. So Jamal James started off doing good, but one thing, if everybody goes back and watches the fight, Boutaille was already cutting off the ring good. And while Jamal James, maybe you can score those first 2 or 3 rounds for him, Boutaille was cutting off the ring and he had already started to go to the body. And that's why I was like, oh shit, I might actually be right. He probably gonna stop Jamal James, because man, he's relentless, bro. Like Boutaille could have did that shit for like 3 or 4 more rounds. And when he switched stances on Jamal James and started jumping in with that right hand,
yes,
to go with the body punching that he was doing and taking different angles, like that's the thing. Like, forget their names for a second. When you look at fighting styles, if you got a long fighter that doesn't fight to their length all the time, that doesn't have a lot of punching power, and he's fighting against a guy that's a pressure fighter that has pretty good feet, that goes to the body well, that's a bad matchup for that tall dude. That's a bad matchup for him. And on top of that, why James couldn't keep his distance, because everybody's like, oh man, Jamal James, he's tall. He should use his stick. He should use his jab. He should keep his distance. Butaev actually has a longer reach. That's another reason why I picked him. Butaev arm reach is actually 72, and Jamal James only has a 70-inch reach. And so that messes up your distance control.
Right, yeah.
You're not able to control the distance. You think you controlling the distance, but he always close enough to hit you. That's why Butaev was so good the whole fight. Just follow him around, and every time Jamal James hit him, he was able to hit him back, except for he hit much harder, and he's much stronger.
Yes, he is.
Jamal James, maybe it's probably too late because he's 33 years old, but if you got a fighter that's 6'2", you should probably tell him, look, man, you need to bulk up. You need to fight at 154. You need to fight at 160. Because if you make it all the way down to 147 at 6'2", it's gonna hurt your punching power, and you're gonna be too weak. You're gonna be too frail. They're gonna be too strong for you. And that's all it was. It didn't come down to Boutaille being more talented from a skill set perspective. He was just way too strong for Jamal James, and his body punching was just relentless, man. He was relentless the whole fight. And Jamal James, he was so tough, and he put on for Minneapolis and the city, and salute to him. He lost with class, and he held his head up high. And real quick on the stoppage, because I know we want to talk about the stoppage of the fight. I rewatched it myself last night.
Look at Underground Asylum.
He said, what did he say? He said, after looking at the fight again, I say give Jamal another round. But I agree with you. It wasn't a bad stoppage. Salute. Yeah, salute to you too, bro. The thing is, I'm 50-50 on it now, because I'm saying it wasn't a bad stoppage because I believe I know what was going to happen in the next 2 or 3 rounds. And I don't want to see a fighter take that type of punishment. But at the same time, I can see why some people be like, yo, man, that's a bad stoppage, because it's not like Jamal James wasn't scoring points. And at the end of the day, these are prize fighters. And so maybe he did earn the right at that point to where either his corner or, at least because he hadn't been down in the fight, at least maybe let him get knocked down first. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at the ref for protecting Jamal James from himself, because if you know boxing, like I'm sure all of us in the chat do, we could all see him dwindling down. We could all see his punches having less and less effect. Boutaille's confidence was growing. And at the end of the day, like, yes, I love a great fight, but I don't want to see somebody just get their ass beat and look like they could end up getting seriously hurt. And them body shots messing his legs up like that, man, he was on his way to getting stopped anyway, in my opinion. Maybe the next round, maybe the round after, but that was only round 9. 3.5 rounds with that type of punishment, that's a long ass time.
Yeah.
That's a long ass time to have to try to ask somebody to keep going and keep going and keep going. So it was a great fight by 2 high level world class fighters. And I see people talking about Boutaille versus Boots. That's a great fight. I tell y'all another great fight just off the top of my head. Boutaille versus David Avenesian, that shit would be oh my goodness, bro. Oh my good. That fight would be probably a fight of the year candidate, man, because both of those guys take it as well as they give it. So great performance by him. I want to see what's next for Jamal James. I think honestly though, Jamal James turns into a gatekeeper at this point. He's probably to the point where he's gonna have to take on the Boots Ennis, or he's gonna have to take on the Virgil Ortiz. Because I don't know how he gets back in play without doing that. Because the top guys, they're not just gonna give him a shot. He got to skip the line, and the only way for him to skip the line is by beating one of these young bulls up. So
Yeah.
we'll see what's next for him. But salute to Butaev, salute to KQKC. I don't care about my overall prediction record. I'm 2-0 against him. Okay, I'm undefeated against KQKC Boxing Network. All right, that's all that matters, bro.
I'm coming back, baby. I'm coming back.
That's all that matters. He gonna start doing what some of y'all do in my comments. Said he gonna start. I'm gonna be like, who y'all picking? And he gonna act like he gone and shit. He gonna act like he done went to go do something. Then when I make my pick, he gonna jump back in the comments real quick and be like, oh yeah, I got him too. He gonna start picking who I pick. He gonna text me before the show, say, man, who you picking tonight, man?
Yeah, right.
Who you got, man? Just give me a tip. Give me a tip. But nah, man, it was a great fight. You did a great job on the call, man. And those are the type of fights that we like to see, though. So we need to see more like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. Very fun to watch.
Yeah, and like I was saying, Jamal James, he's tall, and like I said last night, you was right, the reach part. We thinking he got an 84-inch reach or something like that, but he didn't. And then now he was scoring. Now I would have to give him that.
Hell yeah, he was scoring,
but he didn't have nothing behind it. He didn't have nothing to say. Boutaille, look, you ain't coming in here like that. All right, look, I came to fight, just like you came to fight. But then Boutaille, he made adjustments. He started using his angles. He started stepping around James, hitting him with that left. All right, then he stepped around again, hitting right. Sometimes he ended up in back of James. Because James did like Pretty Boy Floyd used to do. Floyd Mayweather was real good at turning his body. And so you won't hit him, and the referee had to stop the action. Then he'd keep on doing it again. He did against DeMarcus Corley. He turned it around like this and bent over and, like that. Floyd was a smart fighter, and he had a very good IQ. Now, but I still think Jamal James, he's right. It's 33. He's 33 years old. All right. He's been fighting like that for a long time. Now, how he became a regular champion, now that remains to be seen because it depends on who he fought. Remember that old saying, style made fights. Okay, so therefore, other fighters see, oh, this guy's tall. So, what goes in your mind? Oh, he must got a reach. That means that, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get in. So, some guys are deterred from that, so and that's how he became a champion. Now, like I tell everybody, it's no problem, well, it is a problem, but when you get the belt, the hard part is keeping the belt.
Facts.
And Butaev, he came in and took the belt, and rightfully so. Because he had all the tools ready to go. He knew who he was.
And I don't want to be hard. I'll just say this. I don't want to be hard on Jamal James, but he didn't win that belt. Remember, it was part of the whole Manny Pacquiao getting stripped, Ugas getting elevated. Jamal James got elevated too. Right. He was the interim champion. He got elevated to the regular WBA champion. So he never actually fought for or defended that belt. No shade to him, but if people calling Devin Haney an email champion, all that shit, I think that needs to be said, and we need to put that on the record as well as it pertains to Jamal James. And then you made a great point, like on the fight itself, it seemed like every time he hit Boutaev, that actually encouraged Boutaev to keep coming. Every time Boutaev got hit, he said, come on. And he ran right back in. So I don't know, man. It was a bad matchup, but a great fight.
Yeah. Okay. King Pep said, what to do, KQKC? When Jamal got hurt, he started popping that stick out there like KQKC saying, popping that stick, and wasn't doing nothing after that. He needs to go up and wait. Yeah, he does. He does need to go up and wait, but this is the thing about it. When you go up and wait, they hit harder.
Yeah, and he
The more,
33 years old, King Pelt. He
and
33 years old. Them pressure fighters
right,
up there, they gonna hit even harder. They gonna be even more relentless. If
and,
if
exactly.
somebody that's at 147 can take your punches, then 154 pounders, they gonna for sure take your shit. And they
Yes,
gonna for
sir.
sure try to walk through you, man. And now
Yep.
that like they say, it ain't that he got beat, y'all. It's like how he got beat. It showed a clear game plan as to how you can beat him. You go forward, you go to his body, he gonna slow down, and then you'll win the fight. And you'll be able, as long as you can take his punches. Like it's anytime a fighter gets a clear game plan on how to beat them, it's pretty
Mhm.
much done for them at the highest level because people can duplicate that. Like you don't think Virgil Ortiz can duplicate what just happened? You don't think Jerome Boots Ennis can duplicate that shit?
Mhm.
Like these guys, they can duplicate. They can say, "Oh, I go forward, I use a
Mhm.
little bit of head movement. I can probably take his jab, and then I'm just gonna go to his body for the first 5 or 6 rounds, and then the whole back half of the fight is mine. There'll be nothing
Right.
he'll be able to do. So it's gonna be hard for him moving up. He probably should have did that when he was in his 20s, man. He's 33
Mhm.
years old. It's gonna be hard for him to move up. But he probably should just stay at 147. Try to
Mhm.
see if he can get back in the mix by fighting one of these young guys and just kind of go from there, man. But it's nothing. Look, there's a good living being a co-main event fighter, making maybe $100,000, $200,000 to fight one of these young hot contenders, man. That's a good living. Like, ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being a gatekeeper. Everybody, like, we need gatekeepers in boxing.
Mhm.
Shit, we,
Yeah.
we need gatekeepers and journeymen and shit so we can get good fights. Everybody can't be champion. So
Exactly. And shout out to Keno Local Sports in the Cash App. I appreciate you, brother. All right. Salute to you. Okay. And also, uh, um, uh, um, let's talk about the fight that's coming up this weekend. We got Kellen
mhm.
Plant. We got Canelo Alvarez. Now, I don't want to go into this PED cheating, this and that, because he has been taking VADA testing for the last 10 weeks. So we know he's going to be a clean fighter when he step in that ring come Saturday. So it's not a matter of him being on PEDs or anything like that. It's a matter of who has the better game plan, who has the better strength, who has the better IQ. That's what it's going to be. And right now, by me watching, I've been really looking at what's going on with this, with the all access and everything else. Now, Callan Plant is really focused. He's really focused. He believes that no one stepped to Canelo Alvarez like he has. Most guys that fight Canelo Alvarez either go in there and fight him for the paycheck or go in there and fight him for the notoriety. He said he don't give a shit about that. All right. He would come in there to show that, hey, I'm a fighter and let the world know that, hey, I am meaning what I'm saying and I mean what I say and say what I mean. So right now, I believe that Kellen Plant is in Canelo head. Now, Canelo don't like the disrespect because if you understand the history of Canelo Alvarez, him and Eddie Reynoso, they've been together ever since he was like 14 years old. All right. Matter of fact, Eddie Reynoso has a picture, a tattoo of Canelo Alvarez on his forearm. So that goes to show you how close they are. Now, his father, if y'all remember, his father was in Canelo camp. The guy that smiled a lot with the long hair, that's Eddie Reynoso's father. And he passed the torch over to him. Now he is a good trainer. He is a good coach. He do not play around when it comes to their fighters. He's a no nonsense type trainer. Okay, now he pretty much is hard on Andy Ruiz, but that's besides the point. Now Canelo's going to face a fighter come Saturday night that I don't think he ever faced before since Floyd Mayweather. And matter of fact, this is pretty much a step up from Floyd Mayweather because Calvin Plant is working on every scenario that he can find to find a weakness in Canelo Alvarez. Now, the question I have for you, Knockout, is this: do
Mhm.
Canelo Alvarez do he has any crack? I mean, any crack, no matter how big or how small, in his game or
Oh
in his
yeah.
fighting style?
Oh yeah. Like this notion from Canelo Alvarez fanboys, and no disrespect to anybody, but if
Mm,
if you're running around here with the notion that Canelo Alvarez has no weaknesses, then man, I don't know what you're watching. He has some things that Caleb Plant can take advantage of. First and foremost, he's small. He's small for 168 pounds. Like, we can start right there. Like, Caleb Plant is 5 inches taller and has a 5-inch arm reach advantage. Like, if it's 1 or 2 inches, that's not really anything that you have to worry about. But 5 inches, 5 inches, that's huge. And then the other weakness is, we know what you have to do from that perspective. Like, when you have that big of a disadvantage when it comes to reach, we know you have to come in. So if I know you have to come in, if I know you got to try to break distance, Caleb Plant knows that you have to try to break distance. His training team knows that you have to try to break that distance. So it makes you easier to game plan for. Like, if two fighters are the same size, then it's like, shit, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna box? Is he gonna come in? Is he gonna try to make it a dog fight? What is he gonna do? They know what Canelo has to do. Now, he has great head movement. He's a good counterpuncher. He has all those things. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy to implement the game plan. I'm saying it's easy to game plan for when you're that much bigger than an opponent. That's the first thing. That's the first weakness, is the game planning aspect. Canelo has no choice. I don't give a damn how many times he do this. I don't care how many times he do all this. At some point, he got to come forward. He got to close the distance, because Caleb Plant is bigger than him. That's just boxing 101. That's the first thing. Second thing is, Opulent LD, great point, footwork. I wouldn't say Canelo's footwork is garbage, because he knows where to put his feet. He knows how to put his feet. He knows how to get good leverage on his shots. But his foot speed, his explosiveness, his actual movement, that's where it's subpar. And that's where Caleb Plant, again, has the advantage. He's a more fluid athlete. He's a bigger, stronger athlete if you just look at his body dimensions. And so he's going to have that advantage of being able to move around the ring. The other thing is work rate. He throws more punches than Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is a sharpshooter. His shots hurt, and he's a very accurate puncher, but he don't throw a lot of punches per round. So there's a lot of room in there for Caleb Plant to outwork him and punch more. Now, Caleb Plant has weaknesses too, because he sometimes he'll lose stuff on his gas tank. Sometimes he doesn't have the pop that you would think needed to keep Canelo off of him to this point in his career. Now, he put Uzcategui down, and if Caleb Plant sits on his punches and trades with Canelo, that's going to be interesting to see in this fight. So, yes, I think both fighters have some things that they can take advantage of. People thinking that this is just a whitewash for Canelo, I'm here to differ. I think that it's about a 55-45. This is as close to a 50-50 fight that Canelo has been in since we saw Canelo versus Triple G or Canelo versus Danny Jacobs or something like that. Because he's been running through pretty much everybody. I don't think he's gonna run through Caleb Plant. I'm a man, and if I'm wrong, shit, I'm wrong. And I'll do my full pick and breakdown. But to answer your overall question, hell yes. Canelo Alvarez got a lot of things that Caleb Plant can take advantage of. The question is, will he, and can he execute the game plan? But the fact that we all know what the game plan is, that makes it easy to prepare. It's not gonna be easy to do, but it's easy for Canelo. It's easy for Caleb Plant to game plan for this fight, because he knows that no matter what Canelo says, no matter what he does, he got to try to break that distance. Caleb Plant, because of their size, he'll always be able to hit Canelo Alvarez from a further distance than what Canelo Alvarez can hit him from. So hell yeah, it's he has some things he can take advantage of for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That okay, I know what Canelo's going to do pretty much. I don't think he's going to change up his game plan too much. I think he's going to go do what he normally does. He's going to come forward, and it's kind of hard to bag up Canelo, because he might be short, but he's a big guy.
And he got a good chin. He got a damn good chin.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Now, of course, he's going to start off going down to the body. He's going to pretty much reach and go to the body, and he's very good. He's very, very good at cutting off that ring. He can cut off that ring, and you don't have no way out unless you check hook or use your jab and get out of there. Then here he comes. He relentless. I'm telling you, he relentless. To be a guy, if you look at him, he's short, but he's strong. He's stocky. All right. I knew a guy in high school like that. It seemed like all the little short guys always get muscles faster than the big guys, which is okay. Now, what I see is that Canelo's going to walk him down. He's still going to walk him down, and then he's going to break him down. Now, Now, this is the thing. This is the touchy part that Canelo gonna have to pretty much pay attention to. Callum Plant is a boxer. He is a boxer. So yes, you can walk him down. You can try to go to the body, but keep in mind, Callum Plant ain't gonna be there. Callum Plant's gonna pretty much give you some lateral movement. He's gonna give you a lot of range generalship, and at the same time, he gonna be punching. So, but overall, knockout boxing 86 TV is gonna break down this fight for you. He's gonna go more in depth of what we talking about now, and that will be on Wednesday at
Yes, sir.
7:30. All right.
And the
So,
mental stuff you touched
right.
on too. The mental
Mhm,
stuff you touched on, that's so intriguing, man. Because
mhm,
Caleb Plant ain't backing down, and like
mhm.
like you own to something there. Part of it is being focused and not backing down. And when
Right.
I know you said you saw the all access, to see that, like, as a married person myself, and you've been married, like, to see that
Mhm,
they had a wedding anniversary, and for their wedding anniversary, he didn't do nothing with his wife. Like, bro, like
right.
that's some next level focus, because you know that wedding anniversaries are serious, man. They
Right.
serious. They sit
Exactly.
down at the table eating whatever their nutritionist cook for them, because he taking this fight that serious. So to see that level
Yeah.
of dedication and him being all in and really, really not backing down from Canelo, that's part of the fight, man.
Yeah.
That's part of the fight, y'all. It ain't just in the ring. It's how you carry yourself. He's
Yeah.
dedicated all the time. He got everybody
Yeah.
behind him that's in his camp. And man, that man coming to fight. He coming
Yeah.
to fight. If y'all think he coming to do a Rocky Fielding or Abney Yildirim, that
Uh,
shit ain't happening in this fight. Now, I ain't saying he gonna win. You'll find out who I'm picking on Wednesday, but I am
mhm.
saying he coming to fight, bro. He's coming to win. He gonna do everything he can to win. And he a dog, bro. He ain't gonna fold. Canelo gonna have to go in there and take that shit from him, bro. He's not gonna fold. Do
Who you
not
got?
expect
Who
him
you
to
got?
fold in this fight.
Who you got winning, man?
I don't know yet, bro. You gotta wait till Wednesday. You gotta wait till Wednesday. I don't know yet. You
Hey,
gotta wait till Wednesday, man.
man, I'm getting pulled off these crows, man. I'm getting pulled, man. I gotta win this weekend, man.
I heard that. I
Now I'm gonna
heard
take a
that,
look
man.
at it and I'm gonna give you my prediction. I'm gonna let you know
Yes,
who I.
sir.
So, but go ahead. You can get ready to close us out, okay?
Yeah, man. So we appreciate everybody tuning in for this episode of the Morning After Show. Y'all be sure to smash that like button as you come in. If you came in late, man, go back and watch the other topics that we covered, man. It was a great show. As always, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at KO Boxing 86 TV, or right here on YouTube, Knockout Boxing 86 TV. We go live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. And then right after the fight Saturday, KQKC and I will be live together Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, will be on my channel. So obviously you need to be subscribed to both of us so you can know whose channel we going on each Sunday, man. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate everybody that donated to KQKC today. Man, it's fun. We're doing a great job.
Mhm.
If you got any suggestions for us, you can hit my email, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com. We just want to get better, and we want to keep bringing you guys great content, man. We want y'all to come to us for the news on boxing. So we want to do a good job. So appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Everybody that started with KQKC and now you rocking with me too. I appreciate you. Everybody that's rocking with me and now you coming over and rocking with KQKC. We
Mhm.
appreciate that, man. We're trying to grow this thing together. So appreciate y'all, man. And y'all have a good one, man. That's all I got.
Okay, okay. Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, we got like 60 people in here, and make sure everybody hit the like button, all right? Because that way, me and Knockout, YouTube put that out there, recommend the video to different people, and and Knockout doing a great job. He's doing a great job on Wednesday nights, and if you want to hit a prediction, and he got great prediction breakdown of the fights. And a matter of fact, I'm gonna go back and look at one of his videos after I get off. Then I'm gonna go look at the fight. All right, after I get to give me something to eat. But still, in all, I am KQKC. I do come on Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time, and Saturday morning we have a call-in show that comes on at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Then on Saturday nights, once again, we got another fight. I told you, boxing is not going anywhere, especially these next 2 months. It's going to be on fire, especially November. Man, oh man. Yes, you got a lot to be thankful for in November. Trust me. And that's what I'm talking about. All right. Now listen to it Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Can't nobody break down fights better than Knockout Boxing 86 TV. He gonna give you the ins. He gonna give you the outs. He give you the minuses. He gonna give you the pluses. All right, and you gonna have to be the ultimate decision maker. Who do you want? Who do you got? All right. So there you go. All right. I appreciate everybody. Everybody have a good day. And with that, I'm out of here. Peace and love. And
Go Cowboys.
yes,
Go Cowboys. Tonight we dominating the Vikings. I gotta say that. Y'all know how I'm coming.
all
Y'all
right.
know how I'm coming.
There you go. That's the Cowboys. All right. Yes, sir. The Dallas Cowboy. Yes, sir. But I like the cheerleaders. Yes, sir. All right.
Man, get off of here, man. You acting up. Get off of here, bro.
All right. Y'all have a good day. And I'll
Peace,
talk to y'all
y'all.
later. All right. Peace and love. All right. Bye.